In this video, you're going to learn about accommodations for children with dyslexia. Accommodations are a huge topic of discussion for any child with dyslexia. Accommodations, provided in both testing and instruction, change the way students access information and demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and abilities. They do not change academic standards or expectations. I always equate accommodations to the same as being a ramp for a student in a wheelchair. Just because you visibly can't see the disability, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and that changes to the environment need to be made in order to foster success. The purpose of accommodations is to ensure equal access to the full school experience for students with dyslexia or other learning disabilities. Accommodations are adjustments made to allow a student to demonstrate their knowledge, skills, and abilities without lowering learning or performance expectations and without changing what is being measured, such as providing text and audio format when academic knowledge is the target skill being measured. Accommodations don't change the content of instruction, give students an unfair advantage, or change the skills or knowledge that a test measures. Accommodations make it possible for students with dyslexia to demonstrate their learning without being hindered by their disability. Appropriate accommodations need to be an integral part of a normal cycle of teaching and never just reserved for periods of assessment. Classroom accommodations make it possible for students to learn and demonstrate their learning through full participation in classroom instruction. Assessment accommodations are changes in assessment materials such as a larger print size or procedures or just extended time or the ability to use a calculator that allows students to demonstrate their abilities, not their disabilities, during testing and exams. Without accommodations, an assessment may not accurately measure the knowledge of that student with a learning disability, such as dyslexia. An accommodation does not change items on a test or test validity. One of the most important things to note is that as a parent of a child within special education system, you have the ability to help create and select the accommodations that will best serve your child. Although there are many suggested accommodations for children with dyslexia, I feel that it's more important to select only a handful that will have maximum benefit versus just a laundry list of accommodations that no one will remember to implement. When your child is well-versed and informed on their accommodations, they can best advocate for themselves in times when they're not being provided. But if they have a list of 17 accommodations, these often just become part of an exhaustive list of items that no one can remember or even know that they're there. A simple Google search will provide copious examples of most commonly selected accommodations for dyslexia. Although there are several accommodations that are standard use, please realize that you have the ability to work with your child's IEP team to determine more specific accommodations that your child might benefit from. Here's an example of a personalized accommodation that a family knew would specifically be most helpful for their daughter. If she scores below 70% on any assignment, quiz, or test, she's allowed to retake it, and then the two scores will be merged. Another example would be that a child is permitted to prove their understanding of a concept verbally versus being required to write it in short answer. Sometimes these examples of accommodations are developed from experience in that school year, and the parents call a special IEP meeting to have it added. Although special education only carries a typical student until high school graduation, accommodations can still be accessed during college. In your child's transition/dismissal IEP meeting senior year, you will simply need to move their accommodations over to a 504 plan, which will be accepted by the university. Make sure that you have a fresh assessment completed within the last 3 years prior to graduation, clearly stating your child's disability, and the university will have to accept the paperwork of their documented disability and previously implemented accommodations. Please visit us at dyslexiaondemand.com to schedule a personal meeting with me and to learn more about how we can change the life of your child. Also, please like and follow for more educational videos like this one.